Happy New
Thanks, you
Year, Sabrina.
too.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Looking forward to the semester starting and teaching a class this semester.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What are you teaching?
A social science seminar course focused on the history of science. So,
Okay.
and it is, I have 10 students enrolled and the majority are engineers. So this is going to be fun.
What an interesting combination, engineers and social science. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Reminds me of my fraternity house days, but we won't go into that.
So Sabrina, tell me what's the latest at the Marburger STEM Center. First of all, tell folks what the Marburger STEM Center is and what it does at Tech.
Sure. So happy New Year, and always happy to be talking with my buddies Mike and Matt. And so the STEM Center is essentially the hub or the umbrella of all of the STEM initiatives that we have on campus, such as our high school summer camps, Extreme Science Saturdays, and outreach to a number of local schools. And we couldn't do any of that outreach without awesome students like Daniel Kagan here as well. And we have most recently hired a new assistant director, Mr. Jay Jessen, who is leading outreach efforts in STEM. So we're gearing up, for summer camps and extreme science, particularly with extreme science because of COVID. And I know in the last segment you were talking about the impact of COVID. We are pushing things back to March. Hopefully, we'll be able to do in-person types of activities, such as extracting DNA from strawberries, starting your own business, Raspberry Pi, and computer coding, those kinds of really, really fun things.
All right, so let's hear about the summer camps. I did see the brochure that has gone into production for the summer camps out of our office, and it looks like there's about 30 of them, maybe a little more than that.
Yeah, it's about 30 of them. And what's wonderful, because the summer camps play such a very important role for enrollment here at LTU, high yielding program. We have nearly 50% of students that participate actually enroll at LTU. And one of the reasons we all believe is because we have these fabulous faculty, right, leading these summer camps, and we have our own students playing a role. And so they're going to run from June 20th through July 29th, focusing on a variety of different topics: artificial intelligence, game design, robotics, biomedical engineering, transportation design, really fun and really topics of the future, absolutely. And students have the opportunity to either participate in a residential experience where they can live in a college dorm, have cafeteria food, get to know each other, or they can do a commuter experience as well. So they'll get a chance to play the role like students like Daniel, living in the dorms and having their wonderful cafeteria food, LTU food.
So,
Wonderful
Daniel,
cafeteria food. Go ahead.
Daniel, actually, that's one of the things I missed during the pandemic was being able to hit the cafeteria once a week or so, because I thought it was pretty good for cafeteria food. But Daniel, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you became a STEM Center ambassador. And I guess my first question is, what's a STEM Center ambassador do?
All right. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. This is an honor to be on the show. I'm an architecture and civil engineering student doing a dual major with a minor in mathematics. So it's been quite the workload for me at school. Well, the STEM Center ambassador, what we do is we go out to elementary schools along with Dr. Collins and Jay Jessen, and we participate in activities, little events, and workshops. Last one we did was a circuit board workshop where we would do like a piece of paper, some copper wire, and then we would do a circuit out of it. So when the students will connect the wire together, like a light bulb will pop up, like light up, and it'll be really cool. So when I learned, when I learned about the opportunity, that would be really cool, just to improve my skills as like a professional, be better with kids, like, because I do want to go into teaching one day. So I thought this would be perfect. You know, I can take what I've learned in school and like bring it on to these students. Like the students we work with are really bright, you know, very talented. So it's like I don't really even have to do that much work because like they all teach themselves. And if they want some more complex like explanations, then I can jump in and explain how things work. But yeah, they're all really smart. They learn really fast, and it's really cool.
All right, so tell me a little bit about architectural engineering. How is that different than majoring in architecture or engineering?
I'm doing both. I'm doing architecture and engineering.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a dual. So yeah, I'm like the best of both worlds.
And what do you do in your spare time then?
I sleep and eat.
Sleep and eat. Well, those are important things, but go ahead. So,
No, it's really cool. I like the school. I like the hands-on learning with the professors. You know, they really challenge you to be your best. And it's helped me. Like I've built a toolbox of just skills that I know I've met people that don't have those skills that haven't been at LTU.
So Sabrina, tell me a little bit about the early college programs that we're developing with the K-12 districts.
Sure. So one of the programs that we've developed, and so this is being led by Lisa Kajawa, the Assistant Vice Provost, Associate Vice Provost for Enrollment, particularly with the Detroit Public Schools. So the early middle college, providing opportunities for students to earn both. It's dual enrollment, right? So they'll earn their high school diploma plus an associate degree as well. And there's an emphasis on technology specifically for those students. In addition to that, Christopher Stefani is working with Randolph Academy, right? And really getting those hands-on experiences with carpentry, design, and those kinds of things over in those areas. And as you, I think you have mentioned, we have a new partnership with Wayne Westland district as well. Jay Jessup has been leading some efforts there, focused, and in fact, I think later this month, he's actually going to be visiting Elliott Elementary, and the students will have like a construction design type of experience. So we have a lot of different activities going, but we're really excited about these new partnerships and exposing these students to the wonderful opportunities here at LTU. As Daniel pointed out, these students here are getting this hands-on type of experience, really this theory and practice and action, right? Our motto. And so we're excited, getting more students excited about LTU and becoming a future Blue Devil.
Talk a little bit about Jay, if you could. Jay is a recent addition to your staff, and what's his brief? What is he tasked with doing for you?
Basically, he's leading the outreach efforts for the STEM Center for LTU and this community engagement piece. So he works directly with ambassadors like Daniel, and very creative. For example, he came up with some wonderful 3D printed LED snowflakes, if you will, for the holiday season, you know, and we want to use those for additional engaging types of workshops where students and teachers can get some hands-on experience with 3D printing, you know. So he's doing some amazing things. And if anyone is interested in, any teachers out there, educators, parents who are interested in our activities and workshops, they can get in touch with Jay at from his email, jjessen@ltu.edu.
And of course, 3D printing is part of what we're now calling Industry 4.0, which is essentially smart factories. And
Right.
You see a lot more manufacturers, particularly in the prototype stage, but even with actual parts, because of the pandemic and the difficulty in getting those out of China or wherever they may be outsourcing, you're seeing more and more manufacturers use 3D printing.
Absolutely. And I just saw recently a news report where there were houses that were actually built using 3D printed parts. So this is, like you said, you know, this is a reality, you know, for us, being able to make these materials right here, right? And help with that manufacturing area is really important for us.
Yeah, I know that's something that our architecture faculty has been looking into in terms of houses, affordable housing. That the most expensive part of a house is the kitchen and the bathroom, and they've been looking at using 3D printed parts to make kitchens and bathrooms less expensive, and then the rest of the house is traditional wood frame construction. Which is more expensive, but that's just the bedrooms and the living room essentially. So they've been looking at sort of building hybrid houses in that way. Sibina, one thing I wanted to make sure that you let people know is that the Marburger STEM Center is not just for students; it's also for faculty, right? For K-12 teachers.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we're looking at obviously doing professional development workshops. And our perspective, is when we work with teachers, we ask them, how can we help them? How can we support them? And that's really what you need to do, because I don't think a lot of people understand the challenges, and that K-12 teachers are, they're managing classrooms and that sort of thing. Ask them what works for them and how you can support them. And that's been our approach. And the activities that we do, we want to make sure they're aligned with content that they're already teaching, right? So when we come in, it's reinforcing those ideas and concepts that they're learning in class.
Let me leap in real quick and ask Daniel. I know you're still finishing your studies, but are employers already sniffing around, very interested in hiring you once you graduate? Have you begun to experience that?
I have. I've been reaching out to a lot of places, and I keep getting the response like, we value Lawrence Tech grads very highly. So like when you graduate, reach out to us. We'll set up an interview. So I found that very pleasant to hear, especially like my colleagues that graduated before me. When they find jobs, they're like, yeah, like, I told them I go to Lawrence Tech and they offered me right away. So I like that Lawrence Tech has that name.
And so, Matt, I guess you were telling me, I know not today, but in a previous podcast, that you have 100% placement rate, or very close to that, right?
Yeah, it's last I heard it was 92 or 93% of our graduates on graduation day have either a job or admission to graduate school to continue their education, one or the other, which are the desired outcomes, obviously, when you graduate from a place.
Sure, and of course, with that STEM background versus, say, if you're an English graduate, English major or history major, you're going to make a heck of a lot more money, right?
Well, yeah, our graduates were generally like fourth in the state out of 30 some colleges in terms of the initial salaries and mid career salaries of our graduates. And you can probably name just from general thinking about it what the top ones would be, but we're the number one in the Detroit area, if by the Detroit area you mean Wayne, Oakland, Macomb. So yeah, our graduates do very well in terms of employment and what kind of careers they have and what kind of money they make.
Okay, got about a minute or two left, so
Sibina, if people want to get a hold of you and find out more about the Marburger STEM Center, where do they go online?
They can go to ltu.edu, type in STEM Center, and our website will pop up, but I can be reached at scollars@ltu.edu. And thank you both so much for having Daniel and I on. We appreciate it.
And if you want to hire Daniel, how do they reach you, Daniel?
My email is dkagan@ltu.edu.
Okay, I get a finder's fee, by the way, but go ahead.
All right, sounds good. Once again, it's ltu.edu and STEM Center, and you can also check out all of the academic programs that the university offers.